I'm Marc Thiessen, Washington Post columnist and senior fellow at the American Enterprise Institute, with 10 America First reasons to support Ukraine. Reason number 8, the Russian invasion has strengthened U.S. alliances. Putin intended his invasion to weaken NATO and to break U.S.-led alliances so that his country could restore its imperial borders and so China could have free reign in the Pacific. Instead, it has done the opposite. 16 NATO allies, more than half the alliance's members, increased defense spending in 2022, while an additional 7 countries have pledged to raise defense spending as a percentage of gross domestic product in the near term. Indeed, as a percentage of GDP, the United States is tied for 9th place in spending on Ukraine, behind Latvia, Estonia, Lithuania, Norway, Poland, the Netherlands, Czechia, and Britain. Bulgaria and Finland each contribute nearly the same percentage of GDP as the United States. Even Germany is beginning to step up. Despite being the wealthiest country in Europe, Germany was spending only about 1.4% of its GDP on defense. But after the Russian invasion, Berlin announced more than $100 billion to modernize its military, which, if implemented, would represent the largest absolute jump in German military spending since World War II, the New York Times reports. Germany has also contributed more than $2.5 billion for Ukraine. Putin's catastrophic miscalculation prompted Sweden and Finland to abandon decades of neutrality and join NATO. While waiting for the formalities to be finished, the new allies announced they will integrate their air forces with existing NATO members Norway and Denmark in a unified Nordic air defense, creating a combined force of 250 fighters that will defend a new 830-mile Nordic NATO frontier with Russia. In the Pacific, Japan announced plans to raise its defense spending by $287 billion over the next 5 years, a nearly 60% increase that will give Japan the 3rd largest defense budget in the world. South Korea is also raising defense spending and recently approved the transfer of howitzers to Ukraine. U.S. support for Ukraine has awakened our Asian allies, who would be critical partners in a successful defense of Taiwan. But the ultimate ally in this cause is Ukraine itself, which is doing the fighting and suffering the losses. All it is asking for are the tools to resist our common enemy. Is there a better burden-sharing deal for the United States than providing the weapons to destroy the Russian military while Ukraine takes the casualties?